Karate 360 is back from the Canada Open Championships. What a weekend it was. Over 650 athletes, 7 different countries, and 1 broadcaster. I'm Kalan Anglos.
I'm Richard Mosdell.
We're going to talk all about the Canada Open and everything else on the karate world in this episode of the Karate 360 podcast.
Karate 360, let's start the show. You will kick high and I will speak low. From local to global, the thing that we love, karate. San Okamoru. Yeah, bring it on.
Back from the Canada Open Karate Championships.
Absolutely. The heaviest medals ever made.
That record-breaking.
It was... Hey, man, it was a heavy metal tournament.
It was a heavy metal tournament. It was a heavy metal tournament. There's a lot of medals out.
That's right. So they need to see the face of people, and they're like, man, it's heavy. It's on my neck, and it's heavy.
I thought it was cool that there was athletes from Pakistan.
Yes.
India.
Yes. England.
Japan.
Yeah.
What else? Mexico.
Slovakia.
Yeah.
Or it was Slovenia or one of them.
I think it was Slovakia.
I think there was someone from Italy and Spain and Portugal.
Crazy. Just the second year of the Canada Open Karate Championships, and already the buzz, it's huge. And everybody was talking at the tournament how it's such a well-run tournament, and I'm just buttering your forehead here, but it was good. It was really well run, and I think everybody really enjoyed themselves. And the competition itself was great. The quality of the competition was the highest I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I thought it was good. There were some divisions that were really deep.
Yes.
Some which we can build up.
Yeah, well, of course, as always, right? With everything.
But I didn't want to take any more people. That was enough.
Yeah.
That was enough people.
That was a lot of people. Although next year, you said this year there was 6 mats, next year 8 mats.
We are going to 8 mats, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
it's on.
I mean, we could accommodate even more people.
Yeah, next year.
It'd be nice to hit that 1,000 people.
I know. It would be cool.
Nice.
Does 2 mats over 2 days equal another 300 people? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the biggest question for us is going to be officials. Enough officials.
Yeah, and now we're working on it. Working with the officials committee right now.
Yeah, there was a lot of new faces, officials, not just new officials. There was people from India that came to officiate.
Yeah.
That one gentleman, I can't remember his name. We both kind of talked to him, but he brought a group from India, and I think you said he's living in...
he's moved here. He's got 2 karate clubs here now.
Yeah, so I mean, already we're seeing more athletes come, more officials too. So I mean, next year is going to be even bigger. Oh,
it will definitely be bigger. I'm going to try and use or get the software so it goes. We have let's see. This year was around just under 650, and it was about 1,000 matches.
Okay.
Total matches,
yeah.
Total match time. So I think if we go to 1,000 and we will have maybe 1,300 matches, we really want to go much bigger. And we'll have the software that says when you register, your name drops into your divisions, it expands the draw right away. And then if it expands by 3 or 4 matches, that takes away the total from 1,300 matches.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that before, yeah.
That's right. And I'm going to promote it like that. So eventually the registration will shut off when it's full.
Awesome. And the live streaming was great. It looked really good. It was easy. It was flawless.
And there was a live announcer.
And there was even live broadcasting.
That was awesome. You did a great job.
You can go ahead and sign me up for that for next year as well.
Oh, dude, you're signed up forever on that job.
So much fun.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I think I told you this before. I don't know if we've talked on the podcast, but years and years and years ago, in a whole other life, I used to do hockey play-by-play.
Oh, wow.
For Junior A Hockey Backup Island.
Yeah.
The play-by-play, you shoot these scores, blah, blah, blah. So I realized... As soon as I put the headset on and I was doing it, I just got into the play.
You were in it, man.
I was in
there's no pausing.
And then after I listened to it I was just doing play-by-play for hockey. I was he punches, he blocks, he comes in, he shoots out.
No, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I just saw this is the guy, this is what he should be doing. He should be doing play-by-play for the karate.
Oh, it's so
absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
It was so much fun. And I had a lot of people even after say that they really enjoyed it. Now, I did screw up some people's names, so I apologize for that. The problem, I mean, of course it happens, but of course I'm only going on what I can see. I didn't actually have anything in front of me. I was actually keeping score on a piece of paper because I couldn't actually see what the score was or anything like that. So things to improve on for sure, but yeah, it was fun. So much fun.
Oh, it looked like you're having a blast. And even Scott Reed, the tournament director, is just sitting beside you. Is I am learning so much just listening to Kalan talk.
Yeah, well, it was helpful. I mean, you gave me that rules package, so I thought, probably a lot of people that were watching didn't necessarily know the rules.
No, it was a really good idea.
Or know what the referees were doing, with their hands and their flags. So I thought I'd just explain that.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Lots of fun.
No, it was great. It was great. And then you just dove right in and like, you're like, just like, I'll be right back. They make an announcement. They dive in again.
Yeah.
And you were on what, ring 3?
For the commentating?
For your commentating.
Yeah, it was ring 3 and 4. So ring 4.
Were you able to switch back and forth?
It wasn't as flawless as just switching it. The lady, I can't remember her name now, but the lady that was running the Jillian that was running the great job. Shout out to Jillian, she was awesome. That was running the streaming. I guess there was a different hub for each ring, so she would have to actually physically unplug from one ring and put it into a different ring. So it wasn't as flawless as just switching through. But
next year, oh, that's cool, because next year I totally want to have you with a monitor, and you've got your six windows up for each, or the eight windows up. Case. And I want you to just have a switch and just go, okay, I'm going to go switch over to ring 5 now.
Yeah.
Okay, ring 6 actions just starting. I'm going to switch over.
So
I totally want you to be able to do that.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, it was so much fun.
I was also thinking you should do the announcing like for the opening ceremonies.
Sure.
Or broadcast opening ceremonies or something.
Sure.
Or something. Yeah.
I'm up for all of it.
Right on. No, you're the man. You're on.
Beautiful. Love it.
That was great.
And you, of course, running the whole tournament. Again, I mean, like I said, we already butted your forehead a little bit, but I mean, it was very well run. Everything went great. I mean, you're a great leader. I think that's one of your best qualities. But the group of people that you put together to run that tournament was solid. Like the marshalling was great. The volunteers were all on it. I mean, everything went really, really smoothly in that case. And if something went wrong, everybody was on it right away. So just the team, the Canada Open team was really solid. They
were really great. I mean, shout out to Scott Reed, the tournament director. Yeah. Lawrence in charge of staff, and Nancy for volunteers, and Christopher as the assistant director. And so we have Mason for doing logistics before and after, and Brenda for being our head marshaller.
Yeah.
Paul for being in charge of officials. The Cardi BC office. It was just great. And the team of the 5 of us, Chris Browett for being our medical director. I feel like I'm at the awards and I'm announcing people, I better not forget anybody. But we, every Tuesday night at 9:00 for an hour for like months leading up to it, we talked about every little detail. I mean, they got into detail. Yeah. Right?
That's great. That's what you need to do.
And we came out with a ton of notes of like, all right, this is what we want to do for next year. For me, as overseeing it, I just my only thing I wanted to do was just not oversell it.
Sure.
Just sell it really well. And someone said, the U.S. Open at 12 mats and like 2,000 people and stuff. It's getting hard to be a referee because you go for like 3 or 4 days. You're pretty burnt out.
Totally.
The quality of the matches is all over the place, and we have a lot of work to do in every field. So I'm happy though.
Yeah, no, I think you should be. It was great. What was your big difference, or what did you notice between last year and this year?
This year just felt a lot smoother.
For sure.
And a lot of people were just like, okay, whatever you need. Yep. Okay, whatever you need.
Yeah.
And because remember going into last year, the only thing I had done a BC Open, and before that I had done the BC Games.
Right.
That's
right. Yeah.
And remember, people are like, he hasn't done anything before. We've never seen him do anything before. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm more of a team player, like pulling people in the right direction. And so it was nice because now I've had like 4 or 5 tournaments to get us to that level.
Yeah.
It's paid off. It's paid off a lot. It's gonna be great.
I agree. I think last year there was a lot of hype, like a lot of hype on this is the first Canada Open. What's it going to be like? And during the tournament, there was like, it felt like it was the first one.
Yes.
Well, this year it felt like this has been implemented. We've had this tournament for years.
Yeah, it was
like
cool,
it was
right?
just like another tournament that you go to now.
Yeah.
And it was great to see everybody come out, high quality competition, and it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I also liked we took some of the attractions away, like no flying sidekick or demos, and it just made it more simple and straightforward.
Yeah, I think I like that.
The Canada Open was just fine. Just get on the floor.
The Canada Open kata.
Canada Open kata, right?
Yes,
Demo kata. I liked it. It was just like next time I won't yell it out myself, but I won't count. I can say on the mic, but I liked how it was just run out there, go for 90 seconds. People are learning it on the side, like Don Sharp. Shout out to him for coming out.
He was so awesome to see.
Yeah, he was great.
So
like,
awesome.
there's a kata and we can perform it on the floor all together. Teach me.
100%.
And then Owen runs over and goes, I'll teach you. I'm like, Owen is teaching Don Sharp a kata. This is like
what is going on
what
here?
planet are we on? But this is cool. Don was like right into it. Yeah. No. So no, it was great. It was neat to see all the happy faces, and people would run up with an issue and we would just tap it down. And
100%. Yeah.
if you were leading something, as long as your hair isn't on fire and you're screaming and yelling and stuff like that, as long as you're just cool, then it all just kind of goes through. It's good.
Last question on the Canada Open.
Yeah.
What will you or what would you like to do differently next year?
Differently, eh? I want to arrange the seating, and I want to just make it look different. Like we had all the really big seating this year, so it doesn't look like a provincials.
Okay. Like seating for the audience.
Yeah. I want to do something. Well, first, seating for the audience is going to be way to the back this time, because next time, it'll be 4 and 4 lines of mats.
Sure, yeah.
So, and I'm thinking it'd be really cool to have prize money.
Yeah.
To prize money.
Now you're talking.
You use prize money to attract people to an event. If you to bring it up. So I think that'd be kind of fun. Prize money. Maybe for because the big division, the last division was like the open kumite matches, yes.
and then also like the men's and women's kata.
Yeah.
So maybe for those major events.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think we just have to see how to make that work.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Layout, prize money. It would be really cool to bring a VIP, because last year, Fumio Demura came.
That's right.
And that was really nice.
The original Miyagi-sensei.
Yeah. So we need to bring somebody kind of like makes it kind of electric.
Yes.
Because a lot of people came last year who just wanted to see him and get a picture with him and spend some time with him. So
see what Chuck Norris is doing first
exactly.
weekend of June.
Exactly.
June. So yeah, you guys book it off right now. First weekend of June. From here on out, every year
exactly
is going to be the Canada Open
Karate
Championship. I
think there's a really good chance that we'll be able to keep it in BC. Who knows if it stays at Richmond Oval? But
it's a great venue, so hopefully.
Yeah, it's a great venue, hopefully. And I was thinking in my brain, like, I don't know if I want to go more than 8 mats. I think if it gets more popular, we'll just make it more exclusive.
Sure.
Right? Like maybe there's no novice division or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. 8 mats is going to be a lot already. It's crazy. So,
have you ever been to a tournament with 8 mats?
I don't think Nationals has ever had 8 mats. I don't think so.
There's only been 5 or 6.
I don't think so. No.
See, Japan, some tournaments are 10 to 12 mats.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really big. It's a busy room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys can go actually watch all of the live streaming because it's archived.
It's all archived.
On the Karate BC
for
YouTube.
Free.
That's right, for free. And my commentating's on there. I checked it out.
I listened to a bit of it.
It's kind of in and out, so you'll have to find it on there. But yeah, go watch all the action. Watch your matches. Watch everybody else's matches or whatever. And
no, it's good.
See how it goes. It's
hot
good.
mics. You get to hear some funny things people say when they're standing right beside.
That's true. Yeah.
I was like, next year maybe we won't mic it. Or maybe when they say like Hajime and the whenever the scorekeeper starts the clock, it turns on the microphone or something.
Yeah.
So the referees had to think, stand away from the mic. It's a hot mic. Yeah, it was good.
It was good. And you watched, transitioning here a little bit, you said you watched the new Karate Kid movie, speaking of Mr. Miyagi.
Yes, Cobra Kai. I watched the first two
not the movie, sorry.
I watched the first 2 YouTube episodes.
The YouTube Red series.
Yep.
Cobra Kai.
Yes.
I didn't.
Okay.
We said we were going to. You did. I didn't.
Okay, so we wait till next week to talk about it?
Okay. Yeah, we can wait till next week.
Because I've watched it. And I won't say anything more.
You watched the first 2 episodes.
Watch first 2, because after that you have to pay for it.
$3 an episode or something.
Something like that. Yeah. And so I got to the first 2 and I thought, you
bastards. And
I watched some of there are some like pretty interesting highlight clips, especially from the final show. So I watched those. So you have to watch it because we should talk about it after
we'll save it.
So how about not just you, but how about a huge audience?
Go watch it. The massive audience out
That's
there.
right. Go watch it.
Go watch the Cobra Kai Karate Kids sequence.
Yeah, just watch it. I'm not going to say anything. Just watch it from beginning to the end of each episode.
Perfect.
And you can follow along with us next week.
Perfect. There it is.
Right on.
All right. Let's get into the little bit of karate global news that we have. So we know the Canada Open Karate Championships just finished. the biggest tournament in Canada. But there is also a big tournament coming up here this coming weekend for us as we record on Thursday.
And we have 3 tournaments to announce for next year too.
Okay.
So let's go through this one first.
That's right. So June 8th to the 10th is the K1 Premier League in Istanbul, Turkey. So by the time you're listening to this on Monday, it'll just be wrapping up. But the next K1 in Turkey, it's going to be huge. It's the 5th event of the K1 series. There's going to be some new athletes. So Kyo Shimizu is back. She was not in Rotterdam.
Wow.
She was not in Paris.
Yep.
But she is going to be here in Istanbul. But she's going to be in Istanbul. So we'll see what happens to Kyo Shimizu. She's been off the K1 stage a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see how she performs. Obviously, she's been a gold medalist for years and world champion and all that. So we'll see what happens, especially in this world championship year.
Well, I heard Japan has made a rule that you've got to be on the Japanese national team. You have to go through the qualification. And then to stay on it, you've got to go to the K1 tournaments and get points. Otherwise, it won't send you to Worlds. That's why you see a big Japanese contingent go to all these events.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Other athletes we know, Sandra Sanchez is going to be there as well. The kata athlete as well. She's been going on, and also Serap Ozilek from she's going to be the home athlete from Istanbul is going to be there, and she's already got a lead in the minus 50 kilograms Kumite division. So she's going to try and keep that lead in the point system. So again, these K1s, you get points for placing, and those will go towards Olympic qualifiers and that kind of thing. So we're going to be looking at that again. That's June 8th to 10th in Istanbul. Again, we will break down those results next week, but that's what's coming up. Other tournaments that we have to announce, the big other K1 news, at least in Canada.
Series A.
Series A. Go for it.
So next year, June 21st to 23rd, 2019, there will be a new WKF Series A in Montreal.
Boom. First
WKF event in North America since like 1972.
Crazy.
It's huge.
Awesome. That's awesome. Now, how did was there anybody else in contention besides Montreal, or how did that work?
I don't know if anybody else was in contention. They've been talking about, Canada's been thinking about maybe they made an application for a Series A in the fall, and the WKF, who looks at their calendar and goes, we have a hole for a Series A in end of June. You can have that one. And Canada said yes.
Yeah.
And Quebec said, we'll help. And they got it, and now they're going through the budgeting. I have been invited to be on the organizing committee.
Yes, you have.
Yeah,
awesome.
So I've seen some of the budgets. I've seen some of that stuff. And
do we know when? Do we know when it's going to be?
June 21st to 23rd.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Could attract over 1,000 athletes.
Whoa. So it might take over the biggest tournament in Canada.
Yes, could.
But it's a K1.
But the thing is, it's a Series A, and but we still have a chance to crack it next year too, because it's June 2nd, right?
Of course, yeah.
So
not that it really matters.
The thing is, it's kind of two different markets because
100%.
We get 70% is rec, 30% is elite, and then it makes the Canada Open a really great warm up for the Series A.
100%, yeah.
Like, okay, I'm getting on the Series A in the end of the year in Montreal. You come to the Canada Open and get a great warm up on the mats.
And remind me again, the Series A is not open. You have to be within the top.
No, anybody can go from any country. You just got to get your national federation to sign off on it.
Right. Okay.
So
that's for the Series A, and then
you and I could go compete in the Series A in Montreal.
Are you trying to say we should compete in the Series A in Montreal?
Well, I don't know if I can be at the head table and run to the chairs.
I don't see any problem with that.
Yeah, no problem. I could do it.
No conflict of interest there at all.
But anybody can go. They just need their country's permission, and it should be quite easy to do a Series A because it's when you get to the K1s, that's that top 50.
Right.
So you have to have the ranking.
Right.
So it's really exciting because for officials who want to officiate as well, they have to go to 3 different events on 3 continents.
That's right.
You're basically paying your way to be an official.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really expensive. And then for coaches, my whole thing is club coaches should be able not only to coach at nationals, but they should be able to coach at international events.
Why not? Yeah.
Right? You should take the person all the way through.
Totally.
So this is a chance for club coaches to go with their athletes to an elite tournament. So
sounds great. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be big. And you know what? They may be needing an announcer.
Oh, I'm the guy. I am the guy. I am so in.
I have a just
talk to the organizing committee.
I just have to talk to somebody on the organizing committee for you.
Perfect. I'm in.
So we haven't had our first meeting yet, but they're just doing I think we're just doing budgeting right now.
It's funny, after we did the broadcast in the Canada Open, I tweeted to Craig Vokey. I said, "Hey, I hear you might need someone at the national championship." I'm your guy.
That's awesome.
I also called in Chris de Sousa Costa because he did it last year.
Yeah.
So Chris, let's do it. You and me, buddy.
Absolutely. But I've listened to other people do announcing at karate tournaments, and it's really like, and I'm not saying those two guys are like this, but over 3 decades of hearing people talk about karate, it's like, oh, he just did a front kick. Front kicks were designed by this master in 1822, and yours was like, no, I'm going to tell you. I liked it because you listen to baseball, right?
That's right.
And so you create the image in your mind. I heard this great quote the other day.
Okay.
A movie is only half made by the filmmaker, and the other half of the movie is made in the dark by the audience as they watch it.
Okay.
So what you see in film, and then how your imagination, how it grows in your imagination, because you believe in that world, or you see that world.
Yeah.
I was thinking, the same thing with commentating, right? So
love it.
Right on.
All right, let's move into a little bit of technical tactical.
Oh, just wait, we have another announcement.
Back it up. Hold up. Hold the
phone.
Slow down.
Remember that Nationals has been split.
Oh, yes. We have to talk about that.
And so the first time they were thinking about January 1920 for 19th and 20th in 1919 for the Senior Nationals. But it's the Paris Open that weekend. So it might be the weekend or two after.
Okay, yeah.
And it's probably going to be a one-day event.
And that's going to be in Montreal.
I think it's going to be Montreal, and could only be 2 mats, 1 day.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's seniors. So
it's seniors.
That should be doable.
It's totally doable. Maybe even 3, but most likely 2 mats and do it in a day. But here's the other thing. We can take 1 more athlete in every division.
That's right. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
That means also that for doing selections, and the same thing with juniors event's going to be first weekend of May, and they're still trying to find a location. Could be Calgary.
That's what I heard.
Instead of Toronto, because they can't get the location.
That's what I heard, yeah.
So which is great for people in BC to go to Calgary. That'll be a 2-day event, maybe 5 mats. Yeah, by being able to take 1 more athlete for the seniors divisions, it almost means we don't need a selection tournament.
Yeah, there's going to be very little divisions that are going to be able to support 3+ athletes.
Yeah. So we'll be able to take 4 kata plus any returning champions. That's 5.
Yes.
And then for kumite, 3 plus any returning champions, 4. So Rodney, the head coach for the BC team, was going through it, and he thinks that there's only 4 divisions that maybe would have a selection event. Okay. And they could do it in 2 hours in the morning.
Easy.
And so
then train after.
Yeah. So actually what we're thinking about doing is, while the divisions, whoever has to do a selection event, they will do that on one side of the gym, and then perhaps you will run the fitness test for everybody else on the other side of the gym.
We had talked about this too, me and Rodney.
Yeah, and then in the afternoon, everyone does a training.
Yeah. And we had also talked about somehow about getting, maybe for one training or something, the seniors and the juniors together.
Yeah, that's going to be in January.
Yeah, so not necessarily keeping them split, but just one fitness test a year. One fitness test for the seniors per year, one fitness test.
Okay, so not doing 2.
So not doing the beginning and the end, because it's now, it's a little bit shorter now. Our time span is a little bit shorter now, so one might just be good, especially if a lot of these athletes went last year. We'll still have their scores from last year.
Okay, so I see. Yeah, so you just do it once. So you do it beginning of season?
Probably beginning of season.
Okay.
Yeah. Or even after this team selection, something like that. It'd have to be figured out. But yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then we can spend more time training and
100%.
doing stuff. Now, what's really cool, we're thinking about doing a webinar, and we might need you to do one like this for fitness training, for strength and conditioning, one for mental training, one for
this too,
nutrition.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. Really great idea for sure.
Yeah, I think we just do something and we just shoot it, and then people can log in, and then we archive it and we just throw it up on the YouTube page.
100%.
Got all these ideas percolate for you folks.
But it is. All right.
Technical tactical.
Let's move on. Be good?
I'm good.
Technical tactical. Go.
All right. When you're doing bunkai practice or 2-person practice, where it's the already prearranged patterns, we've been doing it more in the club here, especially as we're getting the kids and adults to get more competent at their, real practical application of karate. You have to wait for the person to actually try and hit you before you do the move.
Oh, you can't go before them.
You can't go before them. You go, I know you're going to kick me to the head, so I'm just going to put my hand there and then go ahead and kick me in the head, right?
That's what they meant at my black belt test.
Exactly, exactly. You have to see the person initiate the move, come at you, almost hit you, and then you have to apply it.
Oh, I see.
Did you hear that? Have you heard this before?
No, well, I haven't heard it before, but I know that's what you're supposed to do. But
Yes.
it's very easy when you know what technique is coming and you know what you're going to do
Exactly.
to that technique. You're just anticipating as soon as you see a move, you do it. So.
All right. So do you have this link up on this YouTube link
Yep.
I give you?
Yep.
So I only want you to watch this for and you can turn the music off because they put some funky music over top
Bring
of
it
it.
up on yours because mine will take a little bit because it's got the podcast going.
Anyway, so this is Goshi Yamaguchi, who's one of my favorite instructors.
And we'll put this up on the website, karate360podcast.com, once this episode is posted. So keep an eye on that and go watch along with us.
So he's from the International Goju Kai.
Look at this. High definition. Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Look, this is all applications to all the famous Goju kata.
Now that is a weathered belt. That's when you know you're a master, is when you have a weathered belt.
So what I want you to look at is
I love the music.
I know, the music's really cool. I'll just turn it off here. This is an actual training video where somebody just added. I think they added. I could be wrong. What I like about this is these are really good speed and power and focus application of Goju.
Yeah, you can see exactly what you just said. He's reacting to when he comes at him. Like everything, it looks almost real. Like
yes.
it's choreographed, but I mean you can see that he's actually doing something.
Yeah, because from the kata, this looks rehearsed. Like these guys have been doing this for 40 years, and they go, let's do the series for that kata. You attack me, I'll be the guy. This to me is really good application of karate.
This is great. Yeah, this is really great.
So this is what we've been trying to do in the advanced classes.
And the production value is just unbelievable.
It's amazing. You've got his grandfather and his father up on the wall in the back.
So good.
No, I think it's awesome. And look, he's got to be in his early 60s. So
no, that's great.
So when you're practicing karate, that's one thing you've really got to remember.
When you're practicing bunkai and when you're
bunkai application.
We used to call it Kyo Nippon.
Kyo Nippon is the same thing. You could have a series of things. There's Kyo Nippon, Kyo Nihon, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Absolutely, Kyo Nippon. We have the Kyo Kumite 10 series, and then when you're doing kata, all it really is an old way of doing physical exercise by putting lots of different moves together.
Right.
But the actual self-defense application could be, while you might be behind you could be standing in any angle. So you don't have to be like, okay, I just did a knife hand block on my left. Now I have to do a right downward block. You don't have to start from the left knife hand block. You can start from a fighting stance, or you can start from standing up. So I really like that. So when you're practicing, you just got to remember, don't do the block and then wait for someone to come at you, and then you feel your kata performance or your karate performance a little bit more alive and practical.
Sure, makes sense. 100% makes sense.
Anyway, that's my training tip, and there's a video people can go to and look after.
Again, we'll post that. So that's IGKF Master Goshi Yamaguchi. Go watch that video. All right, my fitness training tip of the week. Because it's competition season, we're in the middle of it. We got Canada Open that just happened. I want to talk about what is the proper way to warm up for competition.
Coffee and
more
heat
coffee.
rub.
Heat rub. And cupping.
And cupping. I saw that. Dude, what happened to you?
Oh, man. You want to know what happened? This is completely off topic. But you want to know how you know when you're getting old?
How do you know?
I pulled my back. Ready for this?
Yes.
Washing my hands. Washing my hands.
Now, that could just be like muscle tension the other day. I saw the picture of you showing off your nips.
Oh, yeah. That's a different one.
Just too much muscle tension,
That's right. No, I was washing my hands. And I don't know what happened. I moved the wrong way,
Yeah.
and it literally like my back spasmed, and it dropped me to the floor. And
That's
it's still about like 3 days later, and I still got a bad back happening.
That's
here.
hilarious.
And I was like, man, this is how you know you're getting old, when you hurt yourself washing your hands. Couldn't
Well,
believe it.
I hurt my back a couple weeks ago, and like people get into like a new fitness routine. I would always work out. I changed my routine,
Yeah.
and then you get a little bit too aggressive. Boom, pop my back.
Yeah, funny enough, I changed my fitness routine, so I think that might have something to do with it after. I felt good while I was doing it, but it was the day after that I pushed myself.
That's what happens, right? You
That's
you
what
just
happens.
change a little bit,
That's
and
what
then you're like,
happens.
I got
And
some.
it was just the slightest move, but
So we got to warm
I
up
probably
more.
wasn't warmed up.
up.
And how you can effectively warm up for competition.
Or washing dishes.
Or whatever, washing your hands, whatever it is. A couple things that you want to look for. You want to make sure before you go on the mat to perform that you're sweating.
Yes.
You want to make sure.
Is that the
you're
boxing
sweating.
rule? Like,
I don't know
sweating.
if it's the boxing rule, but I
Okay.
think it's the rule now, the K-Fit rule. Make sure you're sweating before you go on the mat. Your muscles have to be warm enough, your internal temperature has to be warm enough that you're sweating. So that's a good indicator of if you're warmed up enough. So the first thing you want to do is get your heart rate up enough to the point that you're sweating, and then you want to start doing some joint movement, some stuff that really opens up your joints. We look at things called like controlled articular rotations, which is just like slowly articulating your joints so that they're all lubricated up and pliable and able to move. So get your heart rate up, make sure you're sweating, do some joint movements to get everything open so you have the greatest range of motion. And then before you go on the mat too, you want to make sure your muscles are firing. So you want to make sure you do dynamic stuff like leg swings. You want to make sure you're also doing quick muscle movements like leg raises, that kind of stuff, arm throws. And then again, the last thing you want to do is some techniques, whatever, punching, kicking, whatever you like to do. But make sure you get those doing, and they should be fast. It shouldn't be a slow technique, a slow thing. You should be performing these as fast as you would be in the actual competition.
Then you would like the warm-ups we've been doing this week.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because we're listening to you every week, and and the kids are learning, and we're sharing. And so this week, because one of the kids said like we have to be like hot, because you had said it a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, today's warm-up after we did like some movement and stuff is Superman punching jumps.
Yeah.
Where you jump up, pause, and come down. And then all the kids always come in like, I have a sore ankle or I have a sore knee. We're doing Superman punching ups to warm up. I have nothing sore.
I'm good
to go. And I just go, you just got to get warmer. You just got to get warmer. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll be amazed too, all your little ailments and everything. When you actually warm up, they'll just kind of go away, and you'll be ready to perform. So make sure you do that. Get your heart rate up. Make sure you're sweating.
Heart rate up.
Do your joint movements. Do your activation.
So it doesn't matter about time. It's about how you're feeling then.
100%. Doesn't matter. There's no set time for anybody. Everybody's going to be different.
Yes.
But yeah, you want to be sweating. Do your joint movements. Do your activation.
Yes.
And then do some techniques.
How's skipping?
Skipping is great. Skipping would be used for for the first part, getting your heart rate up and starting to sweat. Great though, because it also gets you light on your feet. It gets you a rhythm. It gets you moving. Skipping's great.
My last club, they had to do 2,000 revolutions before they started the class. Like skipping.
Skipping.
It had a counter on it.
Oh, it had a counter on it. I was gonna say the only thing wrong is that you lose track after like 1,430.
They had a board. And on the board, we give them sets of 50, 100, and 200. And they would change their footwork.
I think even if you do 5 minutes, 5 minutes of skipping, 7 minutes of skipping. I mean, that's pretty good. 5, 7 minutes.
Pretty good. So for our kids, when they came and joined the club, to do 2,000 would take them like 11, 12 minutes. And then some of them could get it down to about 6 minutes.
Sure. And if you don't have a skipping rope, you can just fake
jump.
It.
I hated skipping, so I just jump.
Yeah, fake it. So there you go. That's my fitness training tip, is a proper warm-up for competition or for training. So there you go.
Kian in the brown belt, Kian.
Kian, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, you got to be as sweaty as him. He gets to be pretty. His head gets really sweaty, right?
Yeah.
If you get as sweaty as him, we know we're all warmed up.
It's like Grant in the sports karate class. It doesn't take much, but he's sweating before anything. So, anyways, that's my fitness training tip.
Awesome.
All right. Last thing we had to talk about, just some upcoming tournaments. As we know, this weekend, June 8th to 10th, is the K1 Premier League in Istanbul.
Yes.
15th to 17th.
Is it on WKF TV?
It will be on the WKF TV,
Cool.
as well as the 32nd PKF Senior Championships in Chile, the Pan American Championships.
Santiago.
The 15th to the 17th, we'll keep an eye on that. And then the Youth Olympic Games qualification tournament in Umag, Croatia is June 29th to 30th. So lots coming up here this month still in the karate world, and we will be bringing it all to you here on the Karate 360 podcast.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks
Can't
for
wait.
tuning in, guys. Don't forget to check everything out on the karate360podcast.com website, Karate 360 Podcast on Facebook, and all the other social media stuff, as well as all your stuff, Richard Mosdell, all my stuff, Kalan Anglos, find us, do all that kind of stuff.
Right on.
All right. I'm Kalan Anglos.
Richard Mazzo.
We're signing off, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.
San
Rokumaru. You see something out there?